Hey friends, several years ago I took up painting as a hobby. While I don't expect any of my paintings to land in the Louvre anytime soon, it has become something that I enjoy very much. In fact, it's great therapy when I'm feeling stressed about something, just to get right in front of that canvas and forget about everything else. I've also learned a lot along the way too. One of the things that I've learned about has to do with perspective. Now, perspective in everyday conversation typically refers to an opinion that someone has. But when it comes to painting, perspective is concerned primarily with spatial relationships, making sure that the objects that are in a painting are related to one another properly in terms of location and especially with regard to size. When you look at a painting that has proper perspective, you don't even notice it because everything looks exactly like it's supposed to. But when you look at a painting with poor perspective, you pick it up right away. Your eye immediately can discern something about this isn't right. Well, just as spatial perspective impacts paintings, relational perspective impacts relationships with God, with other people, and with ourselves. And so for the next several weeks, I want to talk to you about relational perspective. Having the right perspective with regard to the most important relationships in our lives. Today, I want to talk about our perspective regarding our relationship with Jesus. About 50 years ago, a New Testament scholar by the name of J.B. Phillips wrote a book entitled "Your God is Too Small." And if I were to make a guess, I would say that that is probably the perspective that most people have these days, most American Christians anyway. We sell God short. And in this COVID season that we're moving through, when we're facing real challenges, I don't mean to minimize any of them, God can become very, very small. And the challenges that we face can become incredibly oversized. Financial challenges, health challenges, concerns about employment, concerns about our children and their future, the things that they're missing out on, the opportunities that they may not have. All of these are legitimate concerns. But if we're not careful, they can grow to a size that they really don't deserve. And God is brought down to a size that He definitely does not deserve. There is nothing that comes into our lives that is bigger than God. There's no challenge that we're going to face, no problem that we're going to have, no difficulty can outmatch God. A couple of nights ago, I found myself up at about 2:30 in the morning having one of those outsized moments regarding a challenge we're facing in our family. And for the better part of an hour, I laid there in the bed, letting this problem get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Finally, by the Holy Spirit's prompting, I got out of bed. I went downstairs so as not to wake up Becky, and I began to pray. And I just began to ask God, Lord, give me perspective. Help me see this issue the way that you see it, and help me see you as you really are. And sure enough, God proved Himself faithful. All too quickly, things came right back into proper perspective. The problem became the appropriate size that the problem really is. And as I worshiped God, as I prayed to God, He became bigger and bigger and bigger. And I was able to go back to sleep, and I was able to rest in that truth. If you find yourself these days facing problems that are outsized, that are bigger than you are, chances are you've made them bigger than they really are. I want to encourage you, take advantage of this time to use those moments as a call to prayer. Come before the Lord, ask Him perspective, and give Him the opportunity to help you see things as they truly are. Thanks for your time. I'll look forward to seeing you next week.